right? No, you are looking this size. I'm looking water surrounding it. That's why it is great. Okay, it's like maybe some species inside the water. Yeah, let it be, guys. Yesterday I was talking about what, boss? Internationalization. Next, we have to worry about what? Hmm? Yeah, distributed application introduction. Super. Okay, today introduction will be there. Yeah. Not on. It's on, boss. Class content spring. What is that? 1102. Where is that, guys? 1102.
This meeting is being recorded.
Here is 1102. My video is there. Please rejoin. Maybe you are getting issue. That's it. Open this. Right. Camera shutter is off. Now it's okay. Am I visible? Okay. I think my people. Yes, guys. Today's session is very, very crucial because we are going to understand need of distributed application. Later, we are going to understand why RMI is AB failed, why web service is clicked. In that web service, difference between SOAP-based web service and RESTful web service. Guys, in that why SOAP is not doing well, why RESTful is doing well. These are the things we are going to discuss. Maybe it takes one session or two sessions. I really don't know. But I need your cooperation. I'll start from 0%. I'll start from what is computer architecture, what is architecture neutrality. From there we will start. That we link with what? Application to application interaction is called distributed application development. That extent we try to learn. But before getting into subject, okay, tomorrow 11 o'clock means some foreign students are facing problem because for them it is midnight, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So can I make this session evening only? Evening means 11 no session, but 5:30 to 7 part 1, 10 minutes break, 7 to 8:30, 8:45 part 2. Right? As usually, Sunday morning 7:30 a.m. part 3. Right, guys? Okay. But I'm taking both sessions, but back to back I'm planning, nothing else. I'm taking both session, but it is going to be what? Back to back. Okay, now final confirmation. Tomorrow, no 11 o'clock session, but we have session at what? 5:30 p.m., 7 p.m., and Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. Okay, guys. Varun K, I'm not asking you to decide the timings. I'm telling it. Okay, I'm telling it. So no more questions of requesting you people, please adjust. It's a confirmation. 5:30 p.m. part 1, 7 p.m. part 2, and Sunday morning 7:30 a.m. part 3. Okay, it's a conclusion, guys. Whether you come or not, sessions will happen. And the common topic name is Spring Boot Batch Processing. What is that? Spring Boot Batch Processing. Super. Okay, guys. Varun K, one day you have to cooperate. Right. Yeah. Let's see, guys. This needs, otherwise I can do like this. If 5:30 you are giving clash, Okay, I can take, oh, no, no, not 6, I will tell. 7 to 8:30 and 8:30 to 10. Oh, 7 to 8:30 or 8:30 and 8:30 to 10. Arre, 10 o'clock is not a sleeping time. Okay. So I'll take the opinion at the end of the session. I'll take your opinion at the end of the session. Okay. And I will let you know. Fine. Okay. Let's see go for. Mm, mm. Microservices, guys. This needs knowledge of web services, especially what? RESTful web services. So we learn Spring Boot REST first to get into microservice subject. Spring Boot REST is used to develop what? RESTful web services, nothing but distributed application development. Come on, application to application interaction. Browser to application interaction is called website. Browser to flipkart.com. Client is browser. Application to application is called distributed application. Flipkart.com talking to PhonePe application. PhonePe application talking to bank application. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Super. Okay. Right. Yeah, first we'll try to understand what is platform independency, what is architectural neutrality. Independence means OS independent. Our .class file is not specific to any operating system so that it can be executed in any JVM of any operating system, right guys? But apart from that, our .class file is architecturally neutral. That means it is not specific to any architecture of a computer. In this world, to manufacture computer, 4 or 5 popular architectures are there. IBM architecture, all your regular laptops, desktops are based on IBM architecture. Mac architecture, Apple computers, right? Okay, next, SunSpark architecture. High-end server machines will be there in what? SunSpark architecture. But regular laptops, desktop, whatever we are using day-to-day basis, they are based on what? IBM architecture. See guys, our .class file not only OS independent, it is also architecturally neutral. It is not specific to any architecture. That is what I'm trying to say. Fine. How we got four-wheeler architecture means we can see four-wheeler as a van architecture, car, jeep, minibus, minivan, like these multiple architectures are there, boss. We can see computers based on IBM architecture, all are computer, Mac architecture, SunSpark architecture, different architectures are there or not. The plan of manufacturing vehicle is called vehicle manufacture architecture. Like that, four-wheeler architectures are what is there, guys? Car, jeep, van. The planar process of manufacturing computer is called what? Computer architecture. And the popular architectures are IBM, Apple, Sun. All our popular laptops and desktops fall under what architecture, guys? IBM architecture. That's great, guys. Come on, everyone. C++ languages are not only platform dependent and they are also architecture architecture dependent. They are OS dependent and architecture dependent. Whereas Java is platform and architecture independent. OS means what? Operating system, Linux, Unix kind of thing. Like a Linux, Unix kind of thing. Come on, guys. Look at this. dot cpp. When you compile, you will get dot obj. You will get the exe file. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Here is what? Dot exe file. Yeah, this is what? Windows OS. What architecture? IBM architecture. This is Windows OS IBM architecture. Let us assume. When you compile .java, you will get .class file having bytecode. Let us assume this came in what? Windows OS IBM architecture. This laptop only, right? Okay. Now that I am moving to a computer which is running on Windows OS IBM architecture. C language .exe file executes or not? Execute. Dot class executes or not? Execute. Because dot class file is not only platform independent, architecturally neutral, right? I'm moving that exe file of C language to Mac OS Apple architecture. Executes? Huh? No. Dot class file moved to what? Mac OS Apple architecture. Yes. I moved .exe file of C language to Sun Solaris OS Sun architecture. No. I'm moving to what? Sun Solar OS Sun architecture. Yes. Are you getting my point? I moved to Linux OS IBM architecture. No. I moved to what? Dot class file to Linux OS IBM architecture. What is there? Yes. Are you getting my point there? I moved to Windows OS Sun architecture. No. I moved to what, guys? Windows OS Sun architecture. Yes. What does it indicates, guys? Listen, my dear. Windows OS matching. But since architecture is different, it is not executing. Last one, did you notice that? Original exe file is created in what? Windows OS. Here also, what is there? Windows OS. But still not executing. Did you notice that? Still, it is not executing. Did you notice that, boss? Come on, everyone. Okay. Yes, it is executing here or not, boss? Yes, it is executing over here or not? I want reply, my dear. Super. Windows OS Sun architecture. Comfortable, my dear? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, guys. Come on. Right. So that means C language code is not only OS dependent, also architecture dependent. Dot class file is not only OS independent, it is what? Architecture independent. Okay, that's great. Java is platform independent and architecturally neutral or architecture independent. Super. Computer platform is nothing but computer OS. Computer architecture is nothing but the way hardware components are assembled following certain process or principles is called what? Computer architecture. Clear, my dear? Browser to website or application interaction is called web application. Browser to nareshit.com. Application to application interaction is called what? Distributed application. Nareshit.com talking to GPay. GPay talking to bank application. Enterprise application is already we know these are boring things, right? Is a combination of web application plus distributed application, na boss. Flipkart with card payment, Naresh IT with UPI payment. All these are comes under enterprise applications or not, guys? Say something, my dear. Come on. Okay, that's great. Yeah, here what is there? Browser talking to flipkart.com. This is web application. Flipkart.com talking to PayPal, distributed. Arey, PayPal is distributed. Flipkart is still website only. PayPal talking to Visa. Arey, I'm talking about credit card payment. Here, Visa is distributed application. Visa or master talking to bank application, distributed. Because here bank application is distributed. Why, sir? The services of bank application, Visa application, PayPal application. can be consumed from different types of client, either locally or remotely or not, guys. Either locally or remotely or not, guys. Come on. Super. Your PayPal is a payment broker. Visa is what? Payment gateway. SBI is a bank application. Visa provides worldwide infrastructure and both software and hardware to operate the credit and debit cards globally or not, guys. And PayPal is a payment broker, acts as a bridge between what? E-commerce applications and what? Payment gateway application, so that e-commerce people need not to worry about how to connect to payment gateway, how to get the money. That entire burden is taken care by payment gateways or not, guys. That entire burden is taken care by payment gateways or not, guys. Come on, everyone. Distributed computing or application development makes two applications of two different servers belonging to either same mission or different mission talking to each other and also exchanging data. What data, guys? Array, two applications of two different environments or same environment, two different missions or same mission, two different operating system or same operating system, talking to each other and exchanging data. See, same technologies means data can be exchanged in same format. But two different technology means definitely what, guys? Some global format should be used for data exchange, na boss. What are the global formats as on today? JSON, XML. XML is slowly outdating. In that place, JSON is coming. See, if your lucky is good, e-commerce website is there in Java, PayPal in Java, Visa in Java, SBI in Java. There's a possibility of exchanging data in Java format through objects, serializable data, something. But can you give the guarantee in this heterogeneous environment? All are there in Java, that too same version of Java, that too same JDK version. Can you give guarantee, boss? Impossible. Because all are independent organization. How can you force them? You develop in certain language, right? That was the reason why EJB got failed. EJB says if server application is there in Java, client also should be there in Java. But what web services says, guys, client can be in any language, server can be any language. Communication is possible. Data exchange is possible using global format, either XML or JSON. Are you getting my point there, guys? So that's why it is purely application to application interaction. Okay. Since the XML or JSON data is platform independent, OS independent, language and technology independent, so we can say XML JSON data is what? Global data. XML JSON data is what? Global data. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. JSON is better alternate to what? XML global data. What data, guys? JSON is better alternate to what is there, guys? XML global data. Application to application interaction is called distributed application. They generally deal with what? Method calls, method requests based on communication where data can be exchanged through XML or JSON format. XML or JSON format. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Understanding my statement, boss. Come on. Got the clarity, my dear? Okay, that's great. Yeah, see this application. Browser is giving request to application one, that is flipkart.com. Here communication is a request response. No problem. Right, guys? Application one of one mission is talking to what? Application two of another mission, which is a PayPal. So between them, it is application to application interaction. Method calls will be there, not the request response. Though it look like a request response, internally method calls only, na. Flipkart calls do payment method. Do payment method of PayPal executes or not. That do payment may call, okay, get payment method of Visa application. That get payment method of Visa application may call, okay, what is fetch payment of bank application. That's a continuous process. But here method calls will be there or not there. Here method calls also look like a request response only. So between browser and website, request response model. Okay, between application to application of distributed application, invocation model is what? Method call model. Though it looks like a request response, but internally they are what? Method calls. Okay, guys, here in a text format, data goes, text format, output comes. But here, okay, this may be a .NET application, this may be Java application, this may be .NET, this may be PHP, but still data should be exchanged, right? So then we have to use global formats or not, guys? Okay. JSON is better alternate to XML global data. Why? Because in XML compared to data, decoration is more, like heroine makeup boss. Compared to her role, compared to her performance, preparations are more or not, guys. For hero makeup, one makeup artist is enough, right? For heroine, multiple artists are required. But that she have great role to play in the movie? No. ऐसा no na. Are you getting my point? So it's like XML, guys. Compared to data, decoration is more. Open tag, closing tag, root tag open, root tag closing. In between 101 Raja, Hyderabad will be there. It's more of tags are not, guys. Come on. Ah, just to attract a Einstein wagaya bhaiya. Okay. Fine. When it comes to JSON, it's a key value pairs. Equal importance is there for a data and decoration. I am not saying only data is there. There also decoration is there, but equal importance is there. No, nothing more for data, nothing more for what? Decoration. Application to application interaction is called distributed application. They generally deal with what? Method call, method request based communication, where data can be exchanged through XML or JSON format. I hope you understood, guys. I think this clarity I have given already long back. What is that? Browser to application is a web application. Application to application means what? Distributed application. I already given this kind of statements or not, guys? Come on, my dear, come on. Generally every application we develop, how many layers, guys? Four layers. Every, you think about flipkart.com, four layers. What are those? Presentation layer or view layer, service layer, persistence layer, data layer. View layer means JSPs, controllers, all this, which are responsible taking requests, delivering responses. Next one, service layer, business logic. Persistence layer, DAO class. Hey, you know that. That's the beauty of our mini project learning, right? Data layer, database. Yes, na boss? And the good part is Flipkart will have these four layers, its own logics. PayPal will have these four layers, its own logic, right? I don't think that Flipkart is not having its own UI. It is having its own UI. Otherwise, how employees of PayPal will work on it? Similarly, Visa people will have their own four layers. SBI people will have their own four layers. Should be there, right? That is it. Projects. That's why every project is having all important four layers, right, guys? But these projects wants to talk with each other, right now, boss? That's why whose two projects wants to talk with each other, they come up with one extra layer called integration layer. What layer, guys? They come up with one extra layer called what? Integration layer. Check it out, guys. If you want to link one application with another application using distributed computing or application development, distributed application environment, we need to add an additional layer in both consumer and producer application, that is integration layer. What layer, guys? That is simply integration layer. Are you getting my point there, guys? We can develop the logics of this integration layer using distributed technologies or framework like RMI, EJB, web services, and etc. RMI, EJB, web services, and etc. Are you getting my point there, guys? So in both places, integration layer will be there. Consumer side integration layer, so producer side, I would say server side integration layer. In distributed application, instead of calling client server, they say consumer producer, provider client. Your choice, boss. Meaning is important, not the wording. Meaning is important, not the wording, right, guys? Consumer client application that consumes the services of what? Server or producer application, right? Producer server application that develop the services of what? Server application and producer application, and keeps them ready for consumption. Keeps them ready for consumption. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. What the clarity or not, guys? Come on, everyone. Yeah, listen carefully. This is server 1 on machine 1. This is server 2 on machine 2. Array WebLogic and Tomcat. Now, this is application 1, consumer application, Flipkart.com. Application 2, producer application, PayPal. Same old previous application only. Check it out. It is having its own database. It is having its own three layers: U, service, DAO, and data layers. Right, guys? This is data layer. I'm saying U layer, service layer, DAO layer, persistence layer. Yeah, PayPal is having its own database, nothing but data layer, its own view, its own service, its own persistence layer. But observe, one extra layer came into picture. What is that? IL, integration layer at consumer side. IL, integration layer at producer side. Right? Keep the logics in the integration layer to talk with each other from each application. Right, guys? Okay, listen carefully. Integration layer at consumer side, technically called as stub, for easy identification. For what? Easy identification. Integration layer that is taken at what side, guys? Consumer side is called stub. Same integration layer that is there at producer application is technically called as what? Skeleton. Instead of saying in integration layer consumer, stub. Instead of saying integration layer what? Server side, we say skeleton. But it becomes easy now, boss. It's something like this, boss. Small tiger kid is called cub, right? They can call it as daughter of tiger or son of tiger, right? But it's lengthy naming, right? It takes time to visualize. But if you use the word called cub, cub is ready, cub is playing. So we'll understand, oh, cub means, okay, he's talking about small tiger. Aisa no na, boss. Similarly, integration layer of consumer, integration layer of what? Producer. Not sounding great, sounding different, right, boss? Keep that in mind. It's better to work with what, guys? Come on. Stubborn skeleton. In web service environment, stub and skeletons will communicate with what? Each other using request response model, in which inputs will be sent in the form of request body and output will be received in the form of what? Response body. Request body, response body. A request in the generated request body will be there. That in non-web service environment like RMI is AB, the stub and skeleton will communicate with each other in method calls model, in which inputs will be given in the form of what? Method calls, argument, and outputs will be given in the form of what? Method return value. Web service are extension of web application. That's why web service based distributed application related consumer and producer will talk with each other, through method calls or not, guys. Come on. Simply through method calls, request response model. The integration layer logics of consumer application is technically called stub logic. Here what? Skeletal logics. Different ways of developing integration layer logic in what? Java environment. Different distributed technologies of what? Java or frameworks. RMI, EJB, Corba, HTTP invoker, web services. What services, guys? HTTP invoker, web services. Are you getting my point there, guys? RMI, remote method invocation. EJB, enterprise Java beans. Corba can be implemented in multiple languages. HTTP invoker from Spring JWE module. Web services can be implemented in multiple languages. Though these many distributed technologies are there, this is best. Why web service is best, guys? Here, both consumer and producer should be there in Java. Is it going to work out in a typical application? No. Corba, it's implement multi-language, guys. Okay, language independent, guys, but not succeeded because of technical complications. Hero on the paper, zero in the reality. Hero on the paper. Uh, okay, guys. HTTP invoker, Java based, not good. Web services. Among all these things, who is best? Web service is best. Among all these things, who is best, guys? Web service is best. Java based distributed technology or framework is nothing but both consumer and server application must be there in what? Java. RMI, EJB, HTTP invoker. RMI, EJB, HTTP invoker. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Yeah. Multi-language distributed technology or framework means client and server application can be there in any one language or in two different languages. Web services and Corba. Corba outdated, only web service is doing well. Everyone getting my point, guys? Okay, nothing is there. Extra layer is coming, integration layer. Initially, people developed using RMI, later developed using EJB, later tried with Corba but not succeeded. Later tried with HTTP invoker, got problems. Lastly, tried with web services, succeeded. That's why web service has now become what? Industry standard environment for developing distributed application. One more beauty, web services is extension of web application development. Since it is extension of web application development, guys, no headaches of learning and using. We can learn fastly and we can use fastly. Spring Web Module is there now. Using that, we can develop web application. We can also develop what? Web service application. Officially, there is no Spring REST module. Web module, in the web module, the last portion that we use to develop the RESTful web application is called RESTful web service, is called distributed application. Got it, guys? Come on, everyone. Web service request response model because it's the extension of web application. Na? See, there also method call will be there, but method call will become request. Method response will become response. Method result will become response, right? Yes. RMI. Okay. Can I suggest something to online students? Whenever I stress important word, I request everyone to write that word in private mode. At least you will be in the subject. You will be in touch of subject, guys. Because otherwise you are completely out of sync, guys. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Now onwards, if I stress certain word, not every word you don't write, certain word. That word you type in the chat box, at least that will be registered in your photographic memory, right? Right. Given by Sun Microsystem. Part of JDK software. RMI, we don't need JW. You have JDK software, now you can work with RMI. It is language dependent. That means both consumer and server application must be there in Java. This is the one reason why it is utter flop. It says in card payment application, where e-commerce website, PayPal, Visa, and bank application all must be there in Java. Is it quite possible in this generation, guys? Initial days may be possible, no option. That's why they did it. But now everyone is having technology freedom, boss. They are ready to develop services in the language they want, boss. Can you give that restriction? That's why it is outdated. Who? RMI. It is platform independent and architectural neutral. It is platform independent and Java dot class file na, at the end. So that's why it is platform independent and architectural neutral. Cannot use internet network as what? Communication channel between the consumer and producer application. Between the consumer and producer application. Next, use JRMP, Java Remote Method Protocol as protocol for communication. Are you getting my point there? Outdated because of what? EasyAB. Does not give any built-in middleware services. Are you getting my point? Does not give any built-in middleware services. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Are you getting my point there, guys? Are you with me? Super, guys. All right. The ready-made secondary logics like security, transaction management, and etc. Here, data will be exchanged in what? Binary format between the consumer and producer. Here, no XML, no JSON. Original binary format only will be followed. Original binary. Why it is outdated? Because of two reasons. Number one, it is language dependent. Number two, no middleware services. Security transaction, we should sit and write the code. It's a complex, boss. Come on, no ready-made. And no global format. It should be data exchange always in Java format. Followed by RMI, what we got? EasyAB. This is also outdated. EasyAB was king in up to 2008-9, guys. I did my first job on EasyAB only. And that time I used to be part-time trainer in Amirpet. I used to take morning to one session, evening one session. Okay, right. Because of EasyAB only, I got a lot of fame and name in the Amirpet. Because that time teaching EasyAB means people used to treat them as gods. In company also, the treatment is there. In company also, because it's a bit complex technology. How complex I will tell. To insert one record, I should write 200 lines of code. Based on my code. Come on, guys. Based on my. Oh, my brother told me same thing. Fine, no problem. That much age gap between you and your brother? Huh? Yeah, EJB means 2010 before, rah. Okay, no problem. Maybe cousin brother. Cousin brother. Okay. Don't laugh, rah, worst fellows. Huh? Okay. Yeah. I was talking something, guys. EJB. 200 lines of code I should write based on my code. Based on my code. Array, stop using emojis, rah. Feel, try to say that. Try to say I'm laughing in the chat box if you have a guts. Dirty fellow. You cannot write your emotion in words, but using emojis. Bit two, last warning. You want to be go out of the meeting? I think he is chicky. Bit two, फिर मिलेंगे भाई. Okay. Yeah. What is that? 200 lines of code I should write. By seeing our code, it internally generate 400 lines of code. And to run that code, to generate and run that code, we need EJB container. EJB container is not their normal web server. It is part of what? Heavyweight application server like WebLogic, Glassfish. Arranging them headache. That's why it is complex technology. But now are we writing any code nowadays? That's why people outdated that. Okay? Right. Fine. Given by Sun Microsystem, enhancement of RMI, EJB is equal to RMI plus plus. Language dependent, platform and architecture independent because of Java. Can use both LAN and internet, guys. This is one more advantage as communication channel. Need heavyweight EJB container to execute EJB components. EJB container is part of heavyweight application server software like WebLogic, Glassfish. Use lots of built-in middleware services. This is another advantage. Why people ignored RMI came to EJB, it is also on the same lines. More and more middleware services. You don't believe, boss. Banking people used to use EJB because of two reasons. Number one, though it has got so many headaches, they used to work with EJB for two reasons. Number one, built-in middleware services. Security, transaction management, you just need to enable it. You need not to develop them. Number two, okay, dot Java, dot class files, no, bit secured one, and performance also good. Though heavyweight, bit performance also used to be there. And up to 2010, so many Java people survived because of EJB and EJB complexity. Because EJB complex, they used to recruit 10 programmers, though 5 programmers are required. Yes, no, boss. Because on the fear of failure, things may go wrong, may go wrong. In that one, you are a bit expert in what? EJB. In that one, you are a bit expert in EJB. People used to treat as a god of the god in the company. So that much importance used to be there, right? Outdated because web service and its heaviness and its complexity. Because of web service, it is outdated now, boss. Why? What web service says? Consumer can be there in any language. Producer can be there every language. Still, communication is possible. Data exchange is possible. Moreover, to run the web service, basic web service, web servers are enough, which are lightweight. Which are lightweight. It's a JW module technology, and EJB containers of application servers will come as what? Implementation software. Based on JDBC technology, JDBC drivers are given. Based on servlet technology, servlet containers are given. Come on. Based on JSP technology, JSP containers are given. Okay, based on EJB technology, API rules and guidelines, EJB containers are given or not, guys? EJB containers are given or not, guys? Come on, everyone. We must deploy the developed EJB components in the EJB containers of the application server for execution. Array, how you are deploying Java web application in web server, similarly you have to deploy EJB components in EJB container or not, guys? Though Tomcat is called as application server from version 7, it is still not providing EJB container. Very complex to learn and execute. Not only execution, learning is complex, boss. Its utilization is also very complex or not, guys? Its utilization also very complex or not? I want reply, my dear. Here data will be exchanged in what format? Binary format become between the consumer and producer. No XML, no JSON is used, guys. XML JSON came into picture from web service onwards, guys. In distributed application, data exchange has come into picture in the form of XML and this what? JSON. Okay, from what environment, guys? Web service environment. What is Corba? What is there? Corba. Common object request broker architecture not succeeded. Platform architecture language independent. Solving all the problems of RMI is a B. Consumer and consumer application can be there in what? Any machine, any language, any OS, any architecture. Sounds great on the paper, right? We can develop produce consumer application in multiple languages like Java. Corba, Corba is specification and it will be implemented as what? Ideal interface definition language. Corba is complex to learn and apply. Corba is heavyweight to implement. Corba looks great concept wise, but it gives problem towards what? It gives problems towards what? Implementation. Understanding my statement, boss? Come on, everyone. Hero in the specification, zero in the implementation. Yes, boss. That means faku kind of thing. You know faku? I have one friend, guys. Whatever you say, I know yesterday itself. I know yesterday itself. You don't know, no? I know already. One day we decided to trap him, boss. Okay, guys. One day decided to trap him. Hmm. Generally in the flow, he says, I know yesterday, I know yesterday, I know already, this kind of thing. Okay, one celebrity died morning of that day. Afternoon, we assembled as a friends get together. Okay, fine. So I said, so and so celebrity died. That's it, nothing else. Okay, he said, I already know yesterday. I already know yesterday. Then I revealed, that fellow died today morning, ra. How you know yesterday? Okay, now onwards till today, that friend nickname will be saved in my mobile. Yesterday Ramaras. Okay, his name is Ramaras, and I always save him as what? Yesterday Ramaras. And multiple time, I'm very good at roasting the people, right? Okay, whenever he is trying to dominate in any discussion, I link one or other discussion with yesterday. Okay, and many times he requested, "Arey, forget, ra." I don't forget. Okay, so anyone, come on, sir, you are cooking. You are cooking, cooking the story, Oh, okay, fine. That's good. At least I'm good in that, na. Worst fella. Why should I prove, yeah? I'm cooking the story, yeah. Super, guys. Mm. Okay, you don't become Ramarajra. Mm. He will be get atted. He revealed his name. Why are you bothered, boss? Super guys. Suja Landa. Okay, yeah. See, if that, yeah, extra money I will send to you, madam. Extra money I will send to your home. Okay, na? Fine. So I should get that amount means how much you should pay? How much you should pay? And they don't think about what you are paying, but they worried about what I am getting, right? Masters. So why you miss simple math calculation sometimes, ra? Ah, fine. Let it be. Okay. Yeah. Shall we get into the subject, boss? Yes, web services. I wantedly given bit pause because now you have to increase your focus. Because remaining are outdated, boss. If you learn, don't learn, not a problem. Are you understanding, boys? Come on. Super. Okay. Avinash, can you concentrate on subject? Okay. Okay. Web services is the best. This is going to be best, right? Okay. Web services is a mechanism of what? Linking two application as consumer and producer application using HTTP as the communication protocol. What protocol, guys? Using HTTP as the communication protocol. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Web service is platform independent, architecture independent, and language independent. Clear, my dear? Got the point, my dear? Come on, guys. Without any technical problems, without any technical. A producer developed in Java can be used or consumed in .NET, Java, PHP, Python, JavaScript. Even reverse is possible. Producer can be X, consumer can be Y. Web service says develop or produce service anywhere and consume the service anywhere. This feature is called interoperability. Interoperability. Are you getting my point? Interoperability. See, there will be some components, yeah, while playing games. They can be attached anything, they can be removed from anywhere, they can be attached to anywhere, right? Come on, guys. For example, you take mouse and keyboard, their sockets, especially their connectors and sockets, especially their connectors and socket. They look very interesting, boss. You purchase any brand computer, any architecture computer. Okay, these mouse and keyboards can be connected easily or not, guys? Can be connected very easily or not? That means they are developed by keeping interoperability in mind or not, guys? And you take Android mobile, X mobile, Y mobile, Z mobile. Bluetooth can be connected from any technology mobile or not, guys? Come on. Interoperability. Develop anywhere, consume anywhere. Okay. Web service make consumer and producer exchanging data either in what? XML or in JSON. Otherwise, how .NET application can send its inputs to Java producer? How Java producer can send its output to .NET consumer? Definitely what? Some global format should come into picture or not? I know Telugu, you know Hindi, but still we are talking each other because we both understand English. Yes or no? Na? So either English is global format or global language, though we have our own mother tongues. You have your own mother tongue, either Bhojpuri or Hindi or Oriya, Marathi, many languages, right? I have my own mother tongue, Telugu. But still we are able to talk because we both know English. Yes or no? So JSON and XML also same thing. Though applications are developed in their own programming language, but we always make sure that generated data converted into XML or JSON so that it can be traveled between what? Producer and consumer. But one headache is there. You know Hindi. So is it that much important now? Okay. Though I know Hindi, I don't conduct class in Hindi. Okay. Is it your question? Yes. Why? Because I'm also having international audience, foreigners also there, keeping in mind, okay, Hindi is not possible as the communication media here. And the day interviewers accept Hindi based interview, मैं भी हिंदी में पढ़ाता हूँ. ऐसा no na? Okay. But interviewers are not allowing Hindi as what? Communication media. That's why you don't expect me teaching in what? Hindi. And moreover, I don't get that Hindi flow as I get in what? English. Because hmm, I reached it such a stage. Now I'm started thinking in English also. You have to come. That day you will fluency will increase and the confidence will increase. As long as you are thinking in your mother tongue language, your fluency in English will not increase, right? Okay, fine. What you mean, that does not mean ra dirty fellow. Listen the class ra. Web service ra babu. Web service. Except web service, you put your brain everywhere else. Okay. Hmm. Java and other languages have provided multiple APIs and technologies and framework to implement web service logic as skeleton logic and stub logic. That means integration layer logics of consumer side and producer side. Web service support HTTP request and HTTP response based method invocation. That means as HTTP request, consumer application invokes the method of what? Producer. And as the results of method execution, the results of method execution goes back to consumer application as what? HTTP response from the producer application. Having what data, guys? XML or JSON data. Consumer calls the method that goes to producer as a request. In that process, method executes in producer. Whatever result generated, that is a method result that goes to consumer as a HTTP response. So method invocation in the model of request response. Method invocation in the model of what? Request response. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super, guys. How many types of web services are there, guys? How many types of web services are there? Two types. SOAP web services going down. Going down means roots are not becoming strong, outdated. RESTful web services. This is the best. RESTful web services is the best. Right. SOAP. Simple Object Access Protocol. What is there? Simple Object Access Protocol. REST. Representational State Transfer Protocol. It is not a protocol, guys. It is a mechanism. What is there? It is not a protocol. It is a mechanism. Are you getting my point? It is not a protocol. It is a mechanism. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Representational state transfer web service. It is not a protocol. It is a kind of architecture or mechanism for application to application interaction. Are you getting my point there? Yes, for application to application interaction. It is not a protocol, it is a kind of architecture or mechanism for application to application. Everyone getting my point? Yes. Okay, first we have to understand SOAP based web services, guys. This runs based on three component principle. A SOAP based web service is having three components: service producer provider, service consumer, service registry. These two things we already know, right? But what is their service registry is extra. What is the service registry? Same story. Provider provides the services, keeps his details in a registry, service registry. in the form of XML for content. Only details. For data exchange, again XML is there. I'm not saying about that. Details about the service is not kept in original Java or .NET format. Is kept in the form of what? XML. Consumer contacts the registry, get that XML, understand service, and develop the stable logic to communicate with what? Service provider. In this process, the already available skeleton and stub talk with each other. Communication takes place. Services will be consumed by exchanging data in the form of what? XML or JSON. But in SOAP based web services, no JSON has the global format. Only XML has the global format. This is the one reason why SOAP is outdated. The way we get information about service provider keep and we keep in web service is also XML. Is also what? XML. Data exchange is also XML. Full of XML, boss. Are you getting my point there, guys? Yeah. It is something like I'm a service provider. About my about me, my batches information is gathered. Naresh IT, in Naresh IT, I kept in the form of XML content. You are a student, communicate with Naresh IT, gathered what? My batches information, understood, analyzed, okay? Developed stub logic through payment and other things, right, guys? Okay, then my skeleton logic, which are already there, your stub logic will communicate with each other. In that process, I'm delivering my subject and you are listening my subject or not, guys. So faculty is like service provider, student is like service consumer, and Naresh IT is like service registry. But am I going and sitting in Naresh IT? No. About my details, about me and my profile, some details are kept in Naresh IT registry, front office, right? You are coming and gathering those details, analyzing those details, using those details, you are creating your stub logic. Already I am having skeleton logic. Because of that, communication takes place. In this process, I am delivering classes, you are listening the classes. Easy now, boss. Anything great here? Yes, check it out. Producer is ready. When producer is developed, skeletons are developed, guys. Producer services are registered in service registry. Technically, that is called UDDI registry. Universal Discovery, Description and Integration. Discovery, description and integration. Each web service information is kept in UDI registry as a WSDL document or not, guys. Simply as the WSDL document or not, guys. I want reply, my dear. I want reply, my dear. Come on. Okay. Now tell me next one. Consumer contacts service registry and it downloads this WSDL document. That means only information about web service has come. Using them develops skeleton logics. Skeleton logic having logic to communicate with the producer and consuming the services, right? Yes, boss. Okay, this is for stub logics development. 5. Okay, we are communicating with the producer using what? SOAP over HTTP request. That means SOAP protocol running on the top of HTTP protocol. Why SOAP protocol came into picture? Input should go in the form of XML. Na? Okay, to guide those rules of XML, SOAP protocol is there. Okay, producer will receive the request, process the request, generates the result by executing the method. Okay, again they are converted into XML message using SOAP and they will come to consumer as SOAP over HTTP response now, boss. Invocation, execution, result generation, and consumer is gathering the result and processing the result. Naresh, Natras are ready. His details are kept in var Naresh IT. Student talking to Naresh IT, gathering Natras R details. Okay, student completing application form payment formalities, making himself ready to communicate with what? Natras sir. Yes, suppose. Okay, communicate with Natras sir. Natras sir delivered the lecture. Okay, Natras sir delivered lecture comes to whom? Student having proper conversions, right, guys? And that consumer will use those results. Consumer will use those results maybe to generate the next request or to do something at client side. For every web service that is registered with the service registry, there will be one WSDL document, XML based document, having multiple details about web service, like how to consume, service names, etc. They are called endpoint details. What details, guys? Each distributed application, server application is called one endpoint or API. WSDL, Web Service Description Language. That's great. HTTP request carries XML based SOAP message as a request body, nothing but input. Array, every request will have a structure. In that structure, body will be there. In that body, inputs will go from consumer to producer as XML according to SOAP protocol. That's why it has become SOAP over HTTP. Producer generates the result. Come on, guys. These results will go to browse consumer along with the response as a response body using SOAP protocol. That's why it has become what? SOAP over HTTP response. That's why it is called as what? SOAP over HTTP response. Are you getting my point? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Jax B. Yeah, listen. Consumer side generated Java output should be converted into XML. Same consumer side received XML in output should be converted into Java objects. For that one or other API is required. That is JAX-B API. Java API for XML binding. Java API for XML binding. Is that clear, guys? Come on, everyone. Understanding my statement, boss. Come on. Is that clear? Are you getting my point? Come on. Super. Java architecture for XML binding. Nothing but converting Java objects data to XML content and vice versa. Vice versa means what? Reverse true. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing in producer side also. How input travel over the network before coming to producer? XML. There should be something to convert XML inputs to Java inputs. Otherwise, how producer can execute the method? Once the results are generated, they are in Java result. They again should be converted back to whom? XML. SOAP-based web services support JSON? No. It supports only what? XML. So let me for that one, what is the API we are having? JAX-B. In SOAP-based web services, JAX-B is inbuilt one, guys. You need not to develop that one, right? Now listen. The process of converting Java object data to XML is called marshalling, and reverse is called what? Unmarshalling. We use JAX-B API both consumer and producer side for marshalling and unmarshalling activities or not. Simply for marshalling and unmarshalling activities or not, guys. Literally for marshalling and what? Unmarshalling activities. What do you say, guys? Come on, everyone. This is my product object. Marshalling is converting product object data to XML content, and XML content it is converted to object through unmarshalling, guys. What do you say, my dear? I want reply, my dear. Come on. The consumer sends inputs to producer as what? SOAP message. That is XML in HTTP request. as the request structure body. The producer send outputs to consumer as what? SOAP message. In HTTP response, nothing but what? HTTP response structure body. Array. Whenever we generate request from client or consumer, their request will be formed having collection of test content. In that one, head part will be there, body part will be there. When consumer and producers are there in soap based environment, okay, inputs of consumer will go along with the request as request body having XML content, and that XML content according to soap protocol. Clear, guys? When producer generates the result, those results are converted into XML, will be added to response body governed with a SOAP protocol. Governed with a SOAP protocol. Are you getting my point there or not, guys? Come on, everyone. The HTTP request and HTTP response contains how many parts, guys? Two parts. One is a head part, other one is body part. Head part again contains two more part, initial line and headers. Head, body. In our body also, head and body. Yes, na? Okay, whatever we eat, whatever we drink, everything will be stored into body, na boss? Yes or no, na? So, head will only for main information, observing information only, na? Are you getting my point, guys? Hmm. See the block diagram of HTTP request you observe, guys. Structure of HTTP request. This entire part is head, guys. This entire section is called head. This is called head part. Initial line request header head. Again, there is a blank line, boss. Yes. And this is called body or payload. This is called body or payload. What do you say, guys? Come on, everyone. Body part, body or payload. Query params are SOAP message. Query params are what? Are you getting my point there, guys? I want reply from you people. This is head part. Separation between head and body is what? Blank line. Or overall is a text content, guys. First head. Head contain initial line. HTTP method, get or post, path, slash register kind of thing. HTTP 1.1. And headers, array, browser name, what MIME types it accept, what language it accept. Okay, it will contain more information about the browser or client who is sending the request. Then blank. And whatever form data you are sending, right? Whatever inputs you are sending along with the request, they become what? Payload or body. Another name for body is what? Payload. A rocket will take satellite as the payload or not? Payload means what? Load. What is the load it is going to take? Yes, one boss. Come on, everyone. How many possible HTTP methods are there? Get, post, head, trace, put, delete, option, connect, patch. Total, how many are there, guys? 7 are. 9 are there in that one. Connect is reserved for future and patch is for what? Partial update. But in web application, can we feel all the 7, guys? No. In web application, only get and post. Remaining 7 we can work in what? RESTful web services and microservices, right? RESTful web services, microservices. In normal HTTP request, the request body will be query string having request param names and values like SNO 101, SNAME Raja, SADD Hyderabad. In SOAP over HTTP request, the request body will be what? XML based SOAP message, nothing but XML tags. Nothing but XML tags. Are you getting my point there or not? Come on, my dear. I want reply, guys. Come on. In normal HTTP request, the request body will be query string having request param names and values like SNO, SNAME, SADD, HYD. In SOAP over HTTP request, the request body will be what? XML based SOAP message. Are you getting my point? Yeah, what is the point I'm trying to tell here is basically HTTP request is text content. First initial line content, immediately no blank line, headers content, then blank line, then request body. But in regular web application, request body will be what? Form data. Form data means what? Query string. Name is equal to value, ampersand, name is equal to value. But in SOAP-based web services, HTTP request body will be what? XML content governed with a SOAP protocol. That means overall XML content based inputs will travel or not, guys. Okay, tell me. It is a normal HTTP request, guys. How does it looks? This is head part. There is a blank line. Blank line means real blank line. Then body part. Body part is also called payload, na boss. Come on. Head part is having what? Initial line. This is initial line. These are the headers, na boss. Yeah. Initial line. Method, path, URL. Next one. Host. User agent. Accept language. Encoding. Connection. Upgrade. Content type. Content length. Content type and content length. Are you getting my point? These are the headers automatically generated by browser or consumer giving some inputs to server. Whether server uses or not a secondary boss. Then what is there? Blank line. Okay, let us assume I am submitting form data. Form data is coming as a request body or not, guys? Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Request headers carry more information about client to server along with the request generated request. They are carrying more information about the browser. What is the browser? What is the languages it support? What is the MIME types it support? What is the connection type, connection mode? Lot of information it is giving or not, guys? Is it not giving lot of information? I want reply, my dear. Come on, everyone. Post mode request contains request body representing query string, whereas get mode request does not contain request body because it carries inputs as query string appended to the URL. That's why in get mode everything appears in the browser address bar, form data appears in the browser address bar. Okay, it is not going as request body, it is going as what? Query string appended to the URL. Query string appended to the URL. HTTP request with get mode. This is post mode, guys. This is post mode. That's why we are able to fill the request or not. This is called post mode or not, guys. Come on. Oh, already written, huh? Okay. This is get mode, guys. Initial line is there. Headers are there. No blank line, no body. Why? Because whatever inputs you want to pass, right, guys? It is going as query string or not. Only head part is there, no blank line, no body. Here, no blank line and no request body. No request body. Meaning is one and the same. This is about normal request, guys. Because get mode request does not contain them. Moreover, get mode request carries the data in the form of what? Query string appended to the URL. That's a working style, boss. Come on. Super. So you got the idea about basic HTTP request, guys? How does it looks when SOAP is there? That's a different story. I will come to that. Okay. You understood basic structure of HTTP request, guys? Overall, it is not a diagram. Overall, it is a text content arranged in a format. Whenever we click on hyperlink, whenever consumer sends a request to consume the service of producer, one HTTP request is formed following this pattern. Contains head part having two subpart, initial line and what? Headers. Next blank line, then body part. then blank line, then body part. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Okay. Sir, why there is no request body in get mode? Are get mode ready to take the data in the form of what? Query string appended to the URL. Okay, look at the same HTTP request, SOAP over HTTP request, guys. Did I give to you people? Yeah, yeah. SOAP over HTTP request, you observe, guys. Regular initial line, come on. Regular request headers, regular bank line. But how the things are looking, guys, check it out. All these are SOAP tags, guys. XML data having SOAP. XML data having what? SOAP. SOAP env envelope. Closing and this. In the middle, login 0.196, login 123. Here is my username password going as XML content or not, guys? What is the difference between normal request and what? This request. In normal request, come on, text content will be request body. In SOAP over HTTP request, come on, text content is not request body. What is request body, guys? SOAP based XML content is request body. In normal response, come on, what is the request body, guys? Text content. Text content are max to max. HTML also text. But here you observe blank line headers. Oh, sorry, initial line headers blank line. Okay, see, soap based response or not. Hello Swan. Okay, hello Swan is the message I am trying to. Or you can say hello login 1.0.6 or more, whatever it is. So that is the difference between HTTP request and response or not, guys. A SOAP based web service is nothing but consumer delivered response inputs will travel along with HTTP request as body content governed by SOAP XML tags. Right? The producer generated outputs. What, guys? The producer generated outputs goes to what? Consumer application. What application? As HTTP response. What response, guys? As HTTP response body having output in the form of XML. Nothing but SOAP based XML. Nothing but SOAP based XML. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Super, guys. SOAP over HTTP means the request and response contain SOAP messages as body or payload. In SOAP-based web services, if consumer and producer applications are available in the same machine, the communication protocol is what? SOAP over HTTP. Not there in the same machine, they are there in what? Two different machine. Then communication protocol is what? SOAP over HTTP over TCP/IP. Listen. Application to application interaction, HTTP web based. But in that one, SOAP messages we are sending along with the request body and response body SOAP based. But these two applications are not there in same machine. They are there in two different machine of a network. Then TCP/IP comes into picture. TCP/IP is what, guys? Missions level protocol. Application to application interaction with HTTP. That is application protocol. And SOAP messages also what? Come on, guys. Okay, SOAP messages are there on the top of HTTP request body and response body. Are you getting my point, guys? TCP/IP is a network protocol to get interaction between physical computer. SOAP over HTTP is application protocol to get interaction between what? Consumer and producer application of SOAP based web services. Consumer and producer application of what? SOAP based web services. Are you getting my point, guys? SOAP over HTTP is application protocol to get interaction between consumer and producer application of SOAP based web services. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Got the clarity, my dear? I want reply, guys. Come on. Super. I think you got the basics of distributed application, guys. And we completed SOAP-based web services. Why it is outdated? Because data exchange is always XML. And to support that, definitely what is required, guys? SOAP over HTTP over HTTP. Can you show an example? Sorry. SOAP-based web services is not part of our syllabus. You join web service separately. There we talk what? SOAP-based web services and what? This one. Actually, I should suppose not to teach what? Web service. But what to do? Microservices are having dependency with what? RESTful web services. That's why we are learning. Clear, guys? Come on. Okay. Mm. The- mm. Can you show an example? Array, to complete this example, another 1 week is required. Because it's not example of core Java or dirty fellow, right? And moreover, protocols are internal things. Can you feel them? But we can assume them, right, guys? Like web service data exchange format is global. Then in RMI is AB, what is the format? So, Miss Panda, why I should not scold you? Tell me, boss. Listen, class rat. Stop thinking parallelly. Binary format, I said. Object based binary format. After writing it also, how can you ask such questions, dirty fellow? Here data will be exchanged in binary format between consumer and producer. Are you understanding? So, Ms. Panda, I appreciate your way of thinking, but you are not listening class while thinking parallelly. Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay, right. Hmm. Kafka is part of our curriculum. How many times you will ask, Babu? It's there in total web service is not required to learn, but I'm teaching because microservice needs web services, right? Okay. Fine. Moreover, SOAP is outdated web services. What you will do by learning it? Okay. Don't ask for the sake of asking. You try to have common sense of that, right? If it is required, I would have really this one. Web service is a framework or module. Web service is a methodology of programming. Web service is a category of programming, methodology or mechanism of programming, okay, which can be implemented in Java using Java framework, which can be implemented in .NET by using .NET. Okay. Architecture means computer architecture, ra. Platform means operating system, ra. Mahan Purush. Mahan Purush. Jump into the drainage, ra, if you are not listening class. Computer architecture means what? IBM architecture, Mac architecture, Sun architecture, right? Operating system means what? Windows, Linux. So, Miss Panda, why you behave like this all of a sudden? Don't you didn't you get this small point from that half an hour explanation? So, Miss, it is not going to work out. What's the biggest problem, I don't have any problem to explain, guys. But I'm worried about you are thinking parallelly when I'm explaining. That's why your focus is not there and you are missing basic terminologies. Are you getting my point? See, no problem. You ask everything, boss. I don't mind. But make sure that you are listening and asking questions. What's the use of what is platform? What is architecture? That is what we learn now, boss. You ask something else. You ask related questions, not the side headings. If you are asking side heading means I should say you are not listening class. You are asking related question means what? I can say you are analyzing subject. I can easily guess whether you asked question by listening or without listening. So means you have to change. At times you ask a great question. At times you ask side headings. What is there in the paintbrush? That means you are not listening class. You have to change your attitude of listening, pattern of listening. I don't entertain this. Yeah. Next class of web services will be on what day, guys? Monday. Tomorrow and Sunday we have sessions on Spring Boot batch. Tomorrow 5:30 p.m. session 1, right? 7 p.m. session 2. Next Sunday morning 7:30 a.m. session 3. Okay, this next Saturday onwards I don't ask. I declare the timing, come and adjust and come. Clear? Sujalanda, so far your camera is on. Now freshly asking. Okay, 5:30 not possible. One day you have to cooperate because everything cannot be made available for everyone, right? Special topic means you have to cooperate. Okay, I have not asked. Please come. I am saying these are the timings. If you want subject, come. You don't want subject, leave. But don't miss the introduction of any new topic. Okay. Arun, 5:30 p.m., 7 p.m., Sunday 7:30 a.m. Where you keep your brain, ra? Okay. This session added or not in 120 session. All are included in 120 sessions. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, 120. I conduct 130. What's your problem, ra? Huh? Dirty fellows. You spend 4 years of engineering with empty brain and trunk cleaning certificates. Okay. That time you don't have any complaint. 1 2 months extra or 15 days extra, 1 month extra. People will cry like anything. You spend 4 years of engineering, na. Tell me what you gained there. At least you are learning some subject, na. Okay. Muddy fella. I think you got the basic idea about distributed application. Why RMI outdated? Why EJB outdated? Why web service is doing well? In that one, why SOAP-based web service is bad? But still, more and more things are there to learn. This one, yeah. I think new folder to create. What is that? Spring Boot REST. Spring Boot REST, right? Yes. Okay. Since you are attending Saturday, Sunday also classes, I will give videos on holidays. Okay, na? I will give videos on holidays. Class content, guys. Spring, guys. Where is that? Huh? 1102. Okay. Super. Spring Boot REST. Where is that, guys? 27th. Let's do this. Here is my shutdown. I think you got everything now. Okay. Message from Spring Boot. If you want send message from Spring Boot in Twilto, is need any number as a new caller ID. Mr. Sri, there are separate RESTful APIs, ready-made APIs. You have to use them. Clear? Because we don't have any API directly, boss. Ready-made web services are there. You should know how to consume them from your consumer of Spring Boot. Consumer of Spring Boot. Producer is already ready doing that work. You should know how to take that consumer. First, try to get basic knowledge of what? RESTful web service and start using that consumer. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll discuss more.